Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom playthrough. In
Da
this,
da 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 da.
Why the Mario theme? This is more Psychonauts than anything.
Well, no, because it's like the floodless levels in Sunshine.
Oh.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is where the game decides to throw away themes and just like have a pure platform challenge.
What the fuck?
I forgot
The-
that he dreamed himself up a mustache. Oh, geez.
A mustache that doesn't even animate in sync with the rest of them.
It follows his body movements, but it is out of sync.
I think
that's
that's
what I mean.
kind of that makes it funnier though, because it
Yeah.
very clearly looks tacked on, and then it disappears as soon as you leave. Anyway, this is simultaneously the best and worst level in the whole game. Okay, no, sorry.
Yeah,
Kelp
I'm
Forest.
seeing what you mean.
No,
Yeah, I was like Cap Forest.
even at its worst, this level is not as bad as Kelp Forest. But this level is fun, but irritating at the same time because it's got the most platforming in it, and it has the most tricky challenges, I would say, out of all the areas in the game. Like the whole point is that you're platforming on this dream hub scape thingamahoozit here, and you're trying to unlock all of the different stages, basically, and each stage is a different character's dream. And when you do, each dream has its own challenge. So
Away, Google Chrome ball.
yeah, you have to ride the top of the ball in order to get the spatula there, and the physics do not like to cooperate, especially
Silver.
especially since I was technically in slippery mode from the whatever it's called. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah,
Oh, you got it. It looks like you missed
I
it.
should have missed it, but I got it. Yeah,
I mean,
but
whatever.
what was I gonna say? Sorry. So yeah, so each challenge is very. Oh wait, no, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so the oil robots we technically haven't seen the intro cutscene to yet because all right, SpongeBob, okay, I know spikes are pointy, but the other time you just jumped up slightly, and that time you went off into outer space. So all right, the oil robots we technically haven't been introduced to yet because this level, for some reason, is considered a later level, even though it has no spatula cost to get into it, which is weird, but whatever. Alright. But if you get hit by their oil attack, then you get slippery ice physics for a moment. And I technically still had the ice physics while I was trying to get on the ball the first time. And so that's why I died, basically, is the point there. But, so this Dreamscape, the Dreamscape that connects all the different levels, is a fine area. Like, I don't mind it. It's fun. But, the challenges themselves range in quality pretty dramatically. Some are fun, like this slide level with Sandy. If you like the sliding physics, then this level's really fun. Some of the others, like especially Mr. Krabs' dream, are not fun. They're bad.
No, they're not.
Yeah, basically.
Well, assuming you don't know the secret, but I'm not sure if you'll.
Oh no, the secret. That's the only way to win that level. I don't know what planet you live on.
Yeah, the Sandy's dream. I think it's just a giant sliding section, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, it's one of the biggest
Yeah.
areas in the game.
Holy.
If you're gonna say "holy shit," that'd be appropriate because
I'm already.
This is a little weird because it's playing music straight. It's playing music like straight out of F-Zero GX, and it's kind of a slidey, racy thing.
Yeah, basically.
Everything is big in Texas, even in dreams.
Big ol' stupid Texas.
4-lane highway. Oh god.
Was that literally a Majora's Mask sound effect?
What sound effect?
The little, it played like this little, like a floaty sound effect that was like, I think was straight out of Majora's Mask, the kind of canyon area.
Well, I don't know
The-
that game well enough in order to let's say.
Well, Majora's Mask also had its share of stock sound effects too.
Every game uses them.
So it might be just a stock sound effect.
You can you can slide up the slide.
Yeah, this area is more non-linear than the other sliding areas, so you can slide backwards sometimes.
Oh, now I get it. Now I get why you said okay. Yeah, there's trucks full of shit.
Yeah, basically.
Truck's full of shit, and you keep going, you gotta run to a room entirely full of shit.
One of my favorite puns in this game that I did not. Sandy's shell disappeared for a good second there. But one of my favorite visual gags in this game is eventually later on in the level, we'll run into some enemies near where all the poop is, actually, where you'll run into cow enemies that are throwing pies at you. So they're throwing cow pies at you.
Yes.
AKA crap.
Shit.
Yes. I'm sorry, poop. This isn't rated E.
That's a load of shit.
This game is rated E for everyone. Guys, all right, we need to make sure that we are keeping
this game is rated E for E. coli. That's a lot of shit.
I mean, that's a good. Well, is E. coli normally a cow thing, or yeah? So the cows are throwing pies at you. So they're cow. That was something I didn't get. That was a joke I did not get until I played this.
It's
game.
a bit of a.
It could be peas in a can pie.
It's a bit of a colloquialism. Yeah.
You see, I didn't actually get the peas in a can pie joke until you referenced it right there. But then again, I also haven't watched an episode of SpongeBob in who knows how long.
It's a very small thing, but it's one of my favorite visual gags in the entire series. All for just a small misunderstanding.
And our own 10-gallon hats.
Hats.
So at first I was like, why would I want to play a sliding level as Sandy? Then I saw you use the lasso to save yourself, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Sandy good for sliding levels.
Yeah, Sandy gives you much more leeway in trying to save, your jumps.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have that Tails effect where, it's kind of you keep your momentum when you hover.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're hovering, you're going at the hover speed, which granted, you can hover for a long ass time in this game, but it's not like you can jump off and then hover for infinity distance as you jump off a really fast slidey section. So you can't like completely cheat the way that way. I cut there because I fell off that spiral section like 6 times.
The way you cut it looked like you would just sort of glitched back onto the ramp.
No, that was me cutting because I died there a lot, pretty much. That's the section you're talking about, right, John?
Yeah, didn't need it. It's like, I get it. Shit.
Hey, we got a checkpoint. That's something at least.
Yeah.
Never have to see that shit again.
Eat shit, Sandy.
No, seriously, we want you to eat shit. We made shit pies and everything.
We worked very hard for them, baked them for hours. You ungrateful squirrel. Actually, you know what? I'm considering that there's been a lot of SpongeBob games that have been made over the years. I just came to the realization that Sandy is playable in more video games than Conker is. And Conker, I would say, is probably the most famous video game squirrel. So that's pretty sad for him, now that I think about it.
Just
random trivia.
I mean, it's true. Like Conker has
how many games? How many games is Sandy playable in?
Well, definitely this one, and there's a lot of SpongeBob games. There's at least 2 party games where she's playable in.
That's already tied Conker.
Yeah, because Conker has Bad Fur Day, the Bad Fur Day remake, and Diddy Kong Racing. So, game. No, wait. Oh, wait. No, I saved myself by jumping onto the ship.
Probably doing it as shit.
Thank you.
Manar!
Man, that was a really.
I love Manar!
That was a really shitty jump on my part.
You bullshit your way through it. Good job.
Yeah, well, I'm just really shit at playing this game.
Yeah, just wash your hands when you're done.
Here at BrainScratch Comms, we partake in intelligent and philosophical humor.
Hey kids, guess what the BS stands for?
BrainScratch.
We also quote Ian Malcolm's "That's one big pile of shit" line a lot. Who puts challenges in their own dreams?
Yeah, the dialogue in this level I actually think is better than most of the others. Probably because it's nonsensical, and that's what SpongeBob is good at. When it's less, when they're trying to like push a plot or something like that, is a little bit less so. Like actually, one of the only stages where I think that the writing is bad is we were just in this last part, but the Robo Patrick stage. Like the writing in that section is a little eh. Like, they make SpongeBob makes a, "oh, I pooped my pants" joke. And it's like, okay, I know that there's literally poop all over the place here, but it just kind of felt inappropriate. Like, not inappropriate because
SpongeBob
poop,
has usually
but
never been that crude.
yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying inappropriate because it's a poop joke. I'm saying it's
Yeah.
not funny. It's just, oh, that's
It's like-
it's poop, as opposed to
The writers were probably pressured on the last day, and they went for the lowest common denominator.
Yeah,
Sort
because
of
I mean,
feeling.
like, granted, there are poop jokes in this stage as well, but like,
Yeah.
there's at least like the cow pie visual pun I actually think is really clever. So they tried a little bit harder with their poop jokes in this part of the game now.
Good thing you got hit right as you got the health.
The knockback is goddamn obnoxious in this game.
Yeah,
But we got the spatula.
yeah, there we go. So once you do that, you can basically just teleport out of this section because there's really not much else to do in here. I think I got all the socks too, but I recommend teleporting out because trying to like get out the legitimate way takes like an hour. So no thanks. It is possible to get yourself turned around as well, so you know that's also a pain. But actually, honestly, all things considered, I think I kind of lied when I said that this area has a lot of obnoxious sections, because it really only has the one really obnoxious section, which is Mr. Krabs' dream, which we aren't doing in this part, because the dream we're doing now is Squidward's dream, which I actually think is a good amount of fun.
Is it doing interpretive dance?
Not really. We're doing platforming on Squidward's clarinet playing.
Holy.
Yeah.
What is
We're platforming on the... So, Squidward... I love that they do the, "does this look somewhat not serious to you?"
Serious to you.
face, basically. But where this actually... You know, Ryan brought up the flood levels from Sunshine. But,
So, when Squidward decides to do that thing where a creative person gets high in order to be creative, he actually paints himself.
Yeah,
No,
high
he always.
high out of
I was
his
gonna say
mind.
he always.
Well, he's a narcissist. Yeah, he's a narcissist. So.
yeah, so
I
he,
call it bold and brash.
Or like...
So he paints his own face when he's high out of his mind.
One of the
No,
things...
he usually does that.
One of the things that I love about this stage, though, is that even in his dreams, Squidward can't play the clarinet. Because when you land on the notes, they play the note that they're supposed to play. But when you're landing on like these bronze notes, they play out of tune. So, well, all the notes are out of tune, but they're like even more out of tune. And one thing I do like is that the note goes lower in pitch if you're lower on the music sheet, which is a nice attention to detail. I don't know if there's like a specific song that's playing. Probably not. But yeah, so this stage, Ryan brought it up earlier, but it does feel a decent bit like a Floodless Mario challenge in a lot of ways, and I like that about it.
Well, you certainly don't have a double jump in Sunshine.
Well, no.
No.
Well, I mean, you effectively do with Flood's hover nozzle, but...
Not in floodless sections.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're trying to go for red coins...
100%.
You know, it is honestly kind of really cool to see a level like this in a PlayStation 2 platformer, though, because a lot of PlayStation 2 platformers sort of went a bit light on platforming in favor of being more adventure-y.
Yeah,
than
that was I think mostly them trying to take cues from Banjo-Kazooie and Spyro, I think, because both of those are light on point-to-point platforming in favor of more exploring the level. And even
Yeah.
Mario 64, like Mario 64 attempted to have some obstacle course style levels at points, but that was more open-ended as well. There aren't really that many platformers on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube era that have a lot of platforming, you know?
Yeah.
That's something we see more nowadays.
It's like honest to God, nonsensical platforms in the air, sort of spill. That what you're getting at?
Not necessarily just that, but levels that are more focused entirely on the platforming aspect of platforming. Like, you got a fair amount of it in Ratchet & Clank 1, but from 2 onward, the series focused in more on shooting. With the navigation of the environment being a bit of a second priority.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank always seemed more like a more action-focused enemies.
No, what about how would you figure Jack and Daxter though?
Jak and Daxter sort of goes back and forth for the first 2 games, but I would say the third game definitely didn't do platforming.
Third game is half a
as
driving
much.
game.
Yeah, half a driving game, and even when you weren't driving, it was a lot more emphasis on combat, and a lot less on what you were doing to get through the level.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the last 3D platformers in this era that I can think of to really focus on 3D platforming were Crash. Actually, like Crash is all about that kind of thing. But even then, from what I've seen of the PS2 games, like the not bad one was more open-ended than platforming even in that case. So
It kind of had a sort of openish hub, but then you would go through more linear levels.
okay.
So it was pretty platforming focused.
Okay, I was just kind of going off the footage I'd seen, but I hadn't played it, so.